Yorji Jimbo, so then you make us only Molum Jimbo Abjada, Bakar Tangan Sandu Yermado, Tomba Tukji Janla Kishan, Doso Tony Terp Tamji, don't allow you, don't make your gender. Shima Deshin Jangalam Hans or the good morning. Okay, first of all, I want to wish you all and all other beings in the world wonderful and auspicious and what else? The good health and peace to all of you. Happy New Year, right? Happy New Year. In my point of view, the meaning of Happy New Year is that peace, kind mind, what else? Mentally, relaxed, calm, compassionate mind, physically very healthy. That is Happy New Year, right? It doesn't mean that you and your family, your friends get together, have some drinks, and go to McDonald's and have some hamburger, sandwich, pizza, and then you come home middle of the night and you're drunk and then you see, the New Year's Eve, the copper whoppers everywhere, right? Do you know why? Of course. Then you drunk, and then the cops don't get you, and then you got ticket. At least that actually not how you start your Happy New Year. I mean, it's wonderful that you have the celebration, right, with your family, with your friends, and you keep your friendship. It's very wonderful. I mean, it's good. But the natural point of view, the end of separation, end of gathering is separation, right? So you have to remember that. I think Happy New Year means to me is really happy mind, which means peaceful mind, and compassionate mind, a kind mind, especially physically very healthy, body, and that's, I think, individual, very important. Happy New Year. If you want more, then you come here, get together, listen, teaching, practice together, meditate, on your way. Eventually, you reach the goals, and which means attain enlightenment. Then you have a capacity to help others limitlessly. That is really Happy New Year. That is really like everlasting Happy New Year, right? Right now, if we don't have that capacity, at least take care of our minds, take care of our body. I think that's the Happy New Year to me. So the old year is ended, right? And then the new year is beginning. So this kind of, what do you call it, transition is always important moment for all of us. And the Buddhist teachings tells us tells us that each and every transition is important in our life. We have so many, it's not only year to year, but it's month to month, day to day, even like moment to moment. We have this moment transitions, like mind transition, physical, transition, whatever, your energy transition, so many like moment by moment transition. Buddhist point of view, this is so important to recognize your transition. And so, that's why this is right now we have a new year start. So I really wish you all and all others, have a wonderful, happy new year, happy life. So this is kind of important time and important moment. So that's why I think we should today recite the prayer of Samantabhadra at the end of the meditation. Because as you know that the prayer says that at the time of change of the year, at this time, you visualize yourself as a Samantabhadra, and then you recite the prayer, your motivation, and all beings will gradually attain Buddhahood. So, when we talk about the Buddhahood, as we are going to examine the Buddhist path from beginning to end, which means from the beginner's mind to the enlightened one. That's when we are talking about Buddhahood, means it's about enlightenment, which means like you have to examine the Buddhist path. So that's prayer says, right? So eventually, gradually, you attain Buddhahood. So Buddhahood means I think it would be best to start with something very realistic and very suitable. Something is very suitable rather than to study advanced subject before you are familiar with the foundations. People like to practice this shamatha, vipassana, great perfection, all of that. But we have a saying in Tibet, that says that, maybe you don't know this, before head has been cooked properly, grabbing the tongue is of no use. Means like, they people like the best part is the tongue, right? It's very delicious. So they're looking for when I can eat, But you're not ready, If the head is not cooked, then you're not ready. Which means that, any, spiritual practice needs this sort of basic foundation and understanding of the starting point. That is the truth. That is the truth, right? Some people, I think, don't like to practice the truth, the reality, right? Therefore, some people don't like to practice Buddhism, right? It's clear. Because, the problem is, the Buddhists always talking about this truth. Truth means like it's about suffering, it's about impermanence, it's about karma and cause, it's about your ego mind, attachment and anger and all these things. It's a truth, right? So that they're always talking about. But if you would like to have some spiritual experience, then I think it's important to understand these truths, It's very important. It doesn't matter you like to practice or you don't like practice, you have to go through all of this every single day, right? So you have to recognize what is impermanence, what is, ego mind, So many people, of course, like to practice Buddhism because all of this, another not only negative part, but we have also like this great teachings. You have potential, these energies, and, you have all these, opportunities, and, precious human life, and you have this potential, reach your goal, enlightenment, and all of this. So people want it to practice Buddhism using their instructions. So therefore, like for example, become a great human being, become a compassionate person, right? The bodhisattvas, great people. The bodhisattvas are great people, like Dalai Lama, right? It's amazing, like one person, whole country like China, they're afraid for one person because he's a great person, right? He's a great person like that. So, and then people, of course, that means like eventually attain enlightenment. So that's really a good thing. So you should. Today, what I'm trying to say is that you should find your path. So we have both, right? Positive and negative in our life. So this also, like we have this really great human qualities. So amazing. I think it's amazing. We should not waste, so that's good. But sometimes I say that the expectations and desires, qualities, and to see and to hear, this very, what do you call it, like colorful, something extraordinary. uh, that's our expectations, too much desire like that. If you begin your study with these dreams of extraordinary, then you will build up your expectations. So that, later, when you are actually working on the path, if you have a path, your minds will sort of occupied largely with what will be rather than with what is. So therefore, it is sort of destructive. And if you don't reach your dreams, your goals, and your expectations, then the problem is you're going to lose your commitments, or your all this confidence. You are going to lose it because of your expectations, too high. So it is necessary, therefore, to start on something really suitable, something really sort of comfortable, realistic, something really good for you, right? You should start with that kind of meditation and practice. So, as a human beings, we have this wonderful qualities and background, So these sort of backgrounds are may not be particularly enlightened or peaceful or what do you call it, intelligent, but we have great potential and good enough to cultivate, and we can sort of plant anything in it. So we have this potential, we have this ground and basic in human qualities. So therefore, again, the understanding of ego is the foundation of Buddhism. Very important. So let's talk. and uh, uh, how sort of our ego mind sort of develops or creates, Fundamentally, Buddhist point of view, there is no ego, there is no self, there is no I, there is no, what do you call it, you, me, or whatever, fundamentally, but there is a just open space, that means the basic energy, what we really are, Our most fundamental state of mind before the creation of ego is such that there is a basic openness, basic freedom, a spacious quality. And we have now, and we have this, always had this openness within us, right? For example, when we see an object, we just perceive that thing in the open energy, the first moment when we see an object. We see this basic energy, basic openness, which is the ground, right? The ground, the nature ground. Then what happened is immediately we begin to add something to it, right? Because that's what we call our habitual patterns or our karma, the habitual. So gradually, then things, develop from right there. And this development, what Buddhists called is illusory. Because the mistaken belief in a self, then we say self or ego, and then what happened is that we cannot see that openness anymore because the basic energy, we see it, but then we added all this other, we created all this separations, So therefore, we can't see that openness, the basic energy anymore, because the reason is that we added all this, either the romantic, or we added, dislike each other, or this samsaric, these tools, So we added in that space because it's just a big open space. There's a room, so then we added everything there. So the beginning point is that there is an open space, and this open space is belong to no one. Not yours, not mine. It's just there, it's just there. Doesn't matter. You sit, you go, you talk, you listen, it's there. It's always, we call primordial intelligence, and connected with this space and that openness. And but then, just I said, the confusion, now where this confusion come from, and where has this openness, this space gone, right? You can see now, and you have it, I have it, but what happened to it? Buddhist point of view, actually nothing has happened to that space. Always there, no matter when you are happy or unhappy or angry or whatever, no matter, it's there, right? but we just, became too much active in that open space, right? And then at this point, this space is no longer space. It becomes kind of solid, and we feel solid space and kind of separate entity. We created that, and then we feel. That is habitual pattern. So that is so now this, right? So that is the first experience of duality. We call it experience of duality, which means the space and I or you separate thing. That is the meaning of duality, Buddhist point of view. And it makes the new birth of ego, or you, or me, right? Or others. All this we have all these new ideas. And then, of course, there is attachment arise. Attachment to your side, your friends, your family side, attachment, aversion towards others, right, arises. Because of you create ego, you, me. Then that's why attachment or aversion arises. That is how we develop our ego. Selfish. So follow our negative habitual thoughts, which are the result of ego and ignorance, what we call ignorance. So ego, or this selfish, self-centered, and ignorance are the root of unhappiness and everything, the problems. Selfish person create all problems, these problems. But it's not our nature. Our nature is this openness, huge space. You have a big space. You recognize that you have a big space. You feel you want to dance. Right? Two people. Oh, we can have more because this is openness, this space. And then all these people, whole world people, dance together, and too much activity. And then we can't see the space. It's full of activity. Then we can't see. We feel it's kind of solid, and permanent. I, self, soul, whatever, everything is permanent, exists, always there, no matter what. You can't explain anymore, right? So now, why then Buddha recognizes and why we have these teachings, right? The main and the purpose of teaching is to use, for healing our mind by overcoming the unhappiness and discover this openness energy. That is about the teachings that we have. Buddha said, hey, you have to recognize this ground, this your openness. So that's why Buddha said, my teaching is like a mirror, and and a mirror, which is a reflection, right? Reflection of ourselves appears, and then you can see, are you beautiful, you're ugly, or whatever you see, you have to use your mirror, and then you can see what is the problem. So that mirror help you, right? And this teaching of mirror, like mirror, we can become aware of our own mistakes. Buddha said, hey, you have to let go all these mistaken beliefs, which means ego, selfish, whatever. These are not you. These are not you. Something is you created. You have to let it go. but we really can't let it go because we are very, worry, we lose something if we let it go, those things. So therefore, I think teachings really can sort of help that and discover our, nature, openness, potential, this energy, So then, that's why we're talking about happiness, right? If we don't feel that we are on the right path, then happiness is not possible. Happy New Year is not possible, So what do you need? What need now? You practice meditation. You have to practice. You have to meditate, right? The practice meditation can bring peace to you, and when you are more sort of what do you call it, peaceful person, then everything's more pleasant. More pleasant, then you will get more sort of compassion in your mind, Good thing. Of course, there is unhappiness and suffering everywhere, right? Everywhere. We can't do anything. It's everyone on their karma, on their ego or whatever. But if you are doing your best as a person, when you will, which means like you try to develop all these human qualities, then you will sort of suffer much less, right? Of course, still suffering because we have ego mind, but not much. And then if you do something good or best is your life, then there's also hope that other people will do the same thing as you do, right? So then you can inspire, right, others or help others. So what I'm trying to say is that it is important to, I think, search your path and see your true way, Just as I said, everybody wants happiness, right? So your happiness is feeling that you are on the right path. If you increase the basic human qualities in your life, then you're going to find the right path. So it's very important. Actually, this is not a religious thought or whatever ideas, but it is we call the basic common sense. If you don't believe what I said, then you have a problem. That's your problem. It's not the religious problem. It's not the teacher. It's common sense. Everybody need to understand and try to become a great person. It is very clear that if we don't have a happy or harmonious relationship with each other, then helping each other will be very difficult, right? Because unhappy, and anger, they destroy in our, inner peace and our patience, So therefore, almost all these the teachings about Buddhism is dedicated to helping us understand the nature of our obscuration and reducing them. So there is a stage how you start to practice your meditation. Eventually you will recognize this openness, basic freedom. Then your happiness, that's why we call it everlasting happiness. That's your enlightenment. So that is how we, you can see that the first stage of spiritual practice is to reduce your these negative actions of body, speech, and mind, which is your ego mind, right? Have an insight and understand about the right path is the antidote of ignorance, which means you are developing your wisdom mind. So this is important to know at the beginning. If you're looking for something, your path, you have to search it very wisely, And another problem is we always tend to look for the positive side, right? Because everybody wants happiness. And we ignore the nature of life, which is impermanence, suffering. We just try to ignore that, right? We just really always looking for the positive, This is the great danger. This is not a good idea. That's why Buddha said first the well of the Four Noble Truth is recognize truth of suffering. If you ignore this, then you never find happiness or positive, That is very, I think, great danger. And because it means we are not recognizing the opportunities that we have, and we're not completely open to this nature of our life. We're not open. If we're completely open and communicating with situation as they are, then our action is pure, and then we're not going to waste our life. Do something. So important. Once you find your right path, it gives you everything. The wisdom, motivation, inspiration, commitment, confidence, all of this, other your future plans, Then you will understand the inner value, your life, your spiritual. You will understand that the human love, the compassion, the kindness, all of this, forgiveness, tolerance, satisfaction, contentment, all of this, self-discipline. Self-discipline is very important Buddhist point of view. So these are I think we have to develop first, These are the common practice. These are not about religion, It's common practice and genuine sort of harmony. So it's important, I think, to find your right path. Don't waste your time. And it is your responsibility. What is your resolution for this new year? It's, I'm sure so many good things happened, right, in your life last year. Dedicate it. You have to dedicate it. I already did last night, though. You have to dedicate all sentient beings, whatever your love, compassion, whatever you do, you did, or, for yourself or others, whatever you have to kind of summarize, right? Think of what happened 2016. I'm sure many things, many good things happened. You have to dedicate, don't waste, dedicate. And then this year, what is your commitment? What is your plan? Do something good for yourself, at least, right? Or good for others. Transition is so important. Now, meditation, peace and relax, what do you call it? Calm, right? Just you do not have to push yourself into practice of meditation, but just let it be, just relax, let it be. If you practice in this way, which means like no expectations, no desires, just to relax, don't push yourself, just to relax. If you practice in this way, feeling of peace and all this nature basic energies automatically comes. As soon as you push yourself or you create expectations, then you are no longer meditating. That's not how you practice, right? If you just relax and free yourself, free all these thoughts, past, present, future thoughts, and then everything, this, expression of the Buddha nature, what do we call it? Or you call it basic intelligence that is working its way through this kind of practice. So actually teachers always say when you meditate, relax, right? Relax. First stage is relax. That means actually if you're relaxed, then you will see your basic freedom and energy, potential. If you're not relaxed, you can't see this because then you are not open. You can't see. So it's very important. And then you begin to find the understanding of the truth path. Oh yeah, this is. And eventually you will see that your mind stays where you put it, if you practice enough, right? Eventually, I say slowly, eventually, not right away, but don't worry about it. And then you will see it, right? And then you experience more this what's happening in each moment, each transition. You recognize, everything. This allows you to be fully present, in your life, all your life. This is important because we usually don't experience the present moment. We don't, right? We're always thinking past and future. That's it. That's not who you are. I always have these people, come and we talk, and who you are. Who are you? They said, I don't know. And then I said, what are you thinking? Oh yeah, then I can see. Thinking about future, thinking about past. That's it. And we don't experience the present moment. Then you don't know who you are. And then I said, just don't think in past and future. Focus on present moment. Are you? Are you focused on the present moment? Say, yes, okay, that is you. Otherwise, you don't recognize yourself. Too much worry, thinking for the future, lots of anger, something happened in the past. You can't let that go, And then you are not experiencing the present moment, which is your transition, So this is the instruction, this meditation instruction for you be able to experience the present moment. So you just relax, right? The moment you begin to practice mindful breathing, that is the instruction, meditation. Once you do this, mindful breathing means your body, your mind begin to come together because you bring them together, right? In the present moment. You can, right? Nobody can. You can do that. I can do that for myself if I want. My body, my mind, bring them together. And that's enjoy. Enjoy. That is your responsibility. You do this more and more, then you will experience the present moment. Then you understand each and every this, moment, what's happening. You are here. Then you have lots of happiness in the room, and you this openness, and then something has happened, you are fine. Oh yeah, it's fine. You are not angry, sort of right away. You have a room. So this mindful breathing practice is very important, right? It's really simple. It's really simple. Mindful breathing. You just focus on your breath. That's all. It's very simple, but it's really, really profound practice. And good things. We can do this. We can do it. And especially, for beginners who have any sort of, experience about meditation, that's how you start. So focusing on the coming and going, the breath, your breath, and then your concentration. Concentration is kind of direct towards the looking at your breathing, breathe out, breathe in, and if your thoughts, doesn't matter positive, negative, or whatever, arise when you are meditating, you should recognize them. Then you need to do is, let them sort of naturally dissolve. To understand what is naturally, it's very important to, understand this word. You have to recognize your thoughts, and then you have to dissolve your thoughts naturally, whatever, means you're not following anymore. You're not thinking your thoughts. Yeah, naturally dissolve. They will. It's amazing. It's like a web, from ocean, and then the webs naturally dissolve, disappear into ocean, but you don't know where they go, what happened. You just let it do. That's nature. So then your all thoughts actually part of the nature energy. Then there is no negative thoughts, no positive thoughts. It's just nature, right? The web is water. It's nature, water. And then you relax, dissolve your thoughts, and then you relax. And when you find that spot, you relax there. You relax there as much as you can. Isn't that very easy? Meditation. Really, you just don't worry. I think too much expectations we have, too much, just slowly, just relax and. So when that means when you find something, right spot, you think this is really makes me relax. You will automatically experience then your inner peace and aware of this, inner peace, and then continue your meditation. That's how you do it. That's it. So breathe in, breathe out. Let your thoughts dissolve into whatever, mind, into space, into openness. That's it. For a few minutes. Then we're going to recite the Samantha prayer for this transition, right? Transition. So few minutes, please. Simple and profound, this meditation. You just to relax yourself. Don't worry. Don't worry. Right? Let it go. Everything. Let it go. Just relax and don't edit. Don't edit anything good or bad or neutral or anything. Don't edit into your open space, openness. This openness. Just let it be. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We have this human quality. If you recognize it, it's just to make you happy, right? The result of this meditation makes you really happy. Means you understand your life, what is going on. You understand. You have lots of solutions. You develop your wisdom. You develop a kind mind. Everything. So makes you really happy. Why am I worried? Yes, it makes you, this is me. Everything is moment by moment. Like this transition is so important to recognize and then let it go. For the beginners, it's difficult, You try, you try. I try. Doesn't work, but you just do continually, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, meditate every day. Eventually you will see this, the result of your meditation, the benefit of your meditation. You will see everything is fine. Okay, stop here. Thank you. This is how we start our Happy New Year. When we chant the prayer, Samantabhata, there are three things, right? Motivation, pure motivation, visualize yourself as a Samantabhata, right? Your which means your basic energy, openness. And then thinking that all living beings, hearing your prayer in their own language, right? And you wish all living beings to have Happy New Year, happy life. Very easy. So with these three concentrations are how you practice the prayer. So that means the ultimate state of wisdom that manifests love and compassion for all living beings. To understand? That's how you need. With that three concentrations, then we say the prayer. All right. Are you ready? Just to relax and be, let it be. Present moment with pure motivation. And then we start. Oh, all that appearance and existence, all samsara and nirvana, has one ground, two paths, and two results. It is a miraculous display of knowing and not knowing. Through the prayer of Samantabhata, may all realize perfect enlightenment in the expanse of the Dharma Doctrine. The ground of all is uncompounded, a self-arisen, infinite, and inconceivable expanse, having neither the name samsara nor nirvana. If it is known, Buddhahood is attained. If it is not known, beings wander in samsara. May all beings of the three realms realize the nature of the inexpressible ground. I, Samantabhata, recognize from the beginning the nature of the ground, free from cause and condition, that is the spontaneously arisen self-awareness. It is without the defect of affirming or denying the outer or the inner. It is not hidden by the darkness of mindlessness, thus self-appearance is unobscured. If awareness abides in itself, no fear arises even if the three realms are destroyed. There is no attachment to the five objects of enjoyment. In self-arisen, non-conceptual awareness, there is neither solid form nor the five poisons. The unceasing radiant clarity of awareness is the five wisdoms with one nature. Through the ripening of the five wisdoms, the five families of the primordial Buddha manifested. From the further expansion of wisdom, the 42 peaceful Buddhas arose. Through the energy of the five wisdoms, the 60 wrathful Heruka
Sankha's arose. Thus original awareness was never diluted. As I, Samantabhadra, am the primordial Buddha, through my aspirations, may all beings of samsara's three realms recognize self-arisen awareness and expand great wisdom. My emanations are unceasing. I manifest inconceivable billions according to the needs of beings to be trained. Through my compassionate aspirations, may all beings of samsara's three realms be liberated from the six states. In the beginning, delusion arose when awareness of the source did not arise. The obscure, dull mind caused ignorance and delusion to appear. From that unconsciousness emerged a terrified, blurry cognition. From this, the notions of self, other, and enemies were born. Through the gradual increase of habitual tendencies, sequential entry into samsara began. From this, the increasing afflictions of the five poisons developed. The actions of the five poisons are unceasing. Thus, this is the ground of confusion, is mindless ignorance. Through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may all beings become aware of Rigpa. Co-emergent ignorance is the state of unconsciousness and abstraction. Conceptual ignorance holds self and others to be two. These two ignorances, co-emergent and conceptual, are the ground of all beings' confusion. Through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may all beings in samsara remove the dark cover of mindlessness, clear away dualistic grasping, and recognize self-awareness. Dualistic conceptions of the source of doubt develops from subtle attachment into powerful habitual patterns. Food, wealth, clothing, places, and friends, the five desirables, are one's beloved, torment beings by attachment. These worldly illusions and dualistic activity are endless. When the fruit of attachment ripens, beings are reborn as hungry ghosts tormented by craving. How sad is their suffering from hunger and thirst. Through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may all beings conditioned by desire and attachment neither reject the pleasure of desire nor accept the clinging of attachment. By realizing their mind as it is, may they restore self-refreshing awareness and attain the wisdom of discrimination. When external phenomena appear, a subtle wavering fear arises that gradually grows into the habit of strong aversion. Coursing, beating, and killing are born. When the fruit of aversion arises, beings suffer in hell through boiling and burning. When intense aversion arises, through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may all sentient beings of the six realms relax into their natural state without accepting or rejecting, restore self-refreshing awareness, and attain the wisdom of clarity. When one's mind becomes conceited and an attitude of superiority arises, fierce pride is born. Thus beings suffer experiences of incessant quarreling and fighting. When the fruit of that action ripens, beings are born as gods to experience death and downfall. Through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may conceited beings relax their mind as it is, restore self-refreshing awareness, and attain the wisdom of equality. Through dualistic habits, the agony of praising oneself and denigrating others increases, and quarrelsome competitiveness develops. Born into the demigod realm of killing and mutilation, beings fall to hell as a result. Through my aspiration as the primordial Buddha, may those who quarrel through competitiveness no longer cling to enemies and relax their own mind, restore self-refreshing awareness, and attain the wisdom of unimpeded activity. Through the distraction of mindless apathy, through torpor, obscurity, forgetfulness, unconsciousness, laziness, and ignorance, beings wander as an unprotected animal. Through my aspiration as a primordial Buddha, may those who wander in the darkness of ignorance awaken the radiant clarity of mindfulness and attain non-conceptual wisdom. All beings of the three realms and I, the primordial Buddha, share the same basic nature. This nature for them, however, becomes the ground of confusion, and they engage in the six pointless actions like delusions in a dream. I am the primordial Buddha who tames the six types of beings through my emanations. Through the aspiration of Samantabhadra, may all beings without exception reach perfect enlightenment in the expanse of Dharma Dhatu. From now on, whenever a powerful yogin, within the natural clarity of non-diluted awareness, makes this powerful aspiration, then all who hear it will attain enlightenment within 3 lifetimes. At the times of solar or lunar eclipses, during an earthquake or when the earth rumbles, at the solstices or the new year, visualize yourself as Samantabhadra and recite this prayer so that all can hear it. Thus all beings of the 3 realms will gradually free themselves from suffering and finally attain Buddhahood through the aspiration of that yoga.
Closing prayers. Dedication. Dedicate the merit of your practice, meditation. May I attain in each and every life the sublime virtues of existence and peace. May I pursue the flawless mindset of altruism, working for the welfare of others on a vast scale. Through this very merit of mine, may every single sentient being eliminate all forms of negativity and practice virtue forevermore. May its supreme precious Bodhicitta take birth where it has not arisen. Where it has arisen, may it never end, but continue to grow forevermore. May I, in all my lives, no matter where I am born, obtain the 7 qualities of the upper realms of existence. May I meet the Dharma immediately after taking birth, and have the freedom to practice perfectly. May I please the sublime Gurus. Day and night dedicate myself to the Dharma. By realizing Dharma and practice its innermost essence, may I cross the ocean of conditioned existence in this very life. May I teach some Dharma perfectly and never become weary and tired of benefiting others in samsara by my own impartial and all-encompassing activities to the benefit of others. May all attain enlightenment together. Thank you very much. Happy New Year.